Hello, dear friends. It's time for a special story. Please close your eyes. Let's go on a magical adventure together. Once upon a time, in the enchanted land of the North Pole, there lived a little reindeer named Frosty. Frosty was a playful and curious reindeer who loved to explore the snowy wonderland. One day, while chasing after a sparkling snowflake, Frosty lost track of time and wandered deep into the heart of the snowy wilderness. The snow-laden trees towered over Frosty, creating a breathtaking but bewildering landscape. With a glint of curiosity in its eyes, the little reindeer tried to find its way back, but soon realized it was lost. The snowy expanse seemed to stretch endlessly in all directions, and Frosty couldn't discern one snowdrift from the next. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow on the snowy plains, Frosty began to feel a sense of isolation. A few tears welled up in its eyes as it emitted a soft, melancholic cry. The sound echoed through the tranquil winter night, catching the attention of someone with a heart as warm as the fading sunlight. In a snug workshop nestled in the heart of the North Pole, Santa Claus, the cheerful and kind old man, was busy preparing gifts for the approaching Christmas. The workshop echoed with the joyful sounds of elves singing and the rhythmic clatter of hammers against toy parts. Yet, amid the festive chaos, Santa's keen ears caught the faint sound of Frosty's cry. Santa paused, his eyes sparkling with concern and compassion. Following the distant melody of the reindeer's call, Santa, with a merry smile on his face, grabbed his magical sack filled with toys and hurried out of the workshop. Guided by the soft jingling of his sleigh bells, Santa embarked on an unforeseen adventure to discover the origin of the sorrowful cry and bring joy to a little lost reindeer named Frosty. Santa Claus followed the gentle jingling of his sleigh bells through the snowy wilderness, guided by the distant cries of the lost reindeer, Frosty. The crisp winter air sparkled with magic as Santa navigated the snowy maze with a twinkle in his eye and a heart full of compassion. As Santa approached, Frosty's cries became more distinct. The little reindeer, sensing Santa's presence, turned its head with a mix of surprise and hope. Santa, with his rosy cheeks and bushy white beard, knelt down beside Frosty and offered a comforting hand.
There, dear Frosty. No need for tears. Santa is here to help.
Santa said in his warm, hearty voice. Frosty sniffled, wiping away its tears with a hoof, and looked up at Santa with wide, trusting eyes. Santa, with a gleam in his eye, realized that Frosty was no ordinary reindeer. There was a magical aura surrounding it. a unique gift waiting to be discovered. With a knowing smile, Santa extended his hand, and Frosty nuzzled it affectionately. Santa sensed the extraordinary ability within Frosty, a connection to the heart and dreams of children around the world. This special reindeer could hear the whispers of the little one's wishes, a talent that would make it an ideal companion for Santa on his annual Christmas Eve journey. Embracing the newfound friendship, Santa and Frosty set off together toward the twinkling lights of the North Pole, leaving behind the snowy wilderness. Along the way, Santa shared stories of the joy he brought to children worldwide, and Frosty's heart swelled with excitement at the thought of joining Santa on this magical adventure. Back at Santa's workshop, the elves welcomed Frosty with open arms, marveling at the uniqueness radiating from the little reindeer. They eagerly prepared a cozy spot for Frosty next to the toy-making station, symbolizing the beginning of a delightful partnership between Santa, Frosty, and the cheerful elves. As the workshop buzzed with festive energy, Santa and Frosty worked side by side, preparing for the most magical night of the year. Little did they know that this chance encounter in the snow would turn into a heartwarming tale of friendship, magic, and the spirit of Christmas. In the heart of Santa's workshop, Frosty quickly became a beloved member of the North Pole family. The elves, with their pointy hats and mischievous grins, embraced Frosty with enthusiasm. Together, they prepared for Christmas Eve, creating toys of all shapes and sizes while sharing laughter and joy. As the days passed, Frosty's magical ability to hear the whispers of children's wishes became more apparent. Whenever Frosty was near, the air seemed to shimmer with anticipation. Children's dreams and desires echoed softly in Frosty's ears, and a sparkle of excitement danced in its eyes. Santa recognized the extraordinary gift within Frosty and decided to include this special reindeer in the annual Christmas Eve journey. The news spread through the workshop like wildfire, filling the air with even more festive cheer. The elves crafted a magnificent harness adorned with shimmering snowflakes for Frosty, making it feel like a true member of Santa's sleigh team. On the eve of Christmas, with the sky painted in hues of pink and orange, Santa and Frosty stood together by the sleigh, ready to embark on their magical journey around the world. The other reindeer, with their noses aglow, welcomed Frosty with friendly nudges and warm smiles. It was a sight that captured the enchanting spirit of Christmas. As the sleigh soared into the starry night, Frosty listened intently to the wishes of children below. With each heartfelt desire, a twinkle of magic sparkled in Frosty's eyes. Santa and Frosty worked in perfect harmony, delivering gifts to homes far and wide. Frosty's ability ensured that every child's dream, no matter how small or grand, was heard and acknowledged. The night was filled with laughter, joy, and the tinkling of sleigh bells. Frosty's heart swelled with happiness as it witnessed the magic it helped create. The bond between Santa and Frosty strengthened with every chimney they visited, and the snowy landscape below transformed into a glistening winter wonderland. As dawn approached, the sleigh returned to the North Pole. Exhausted yet elated, Santa and Frosty shared a moment of gratitude for the magical night they had experienced together. The elves cheered as the sleigh touched down, and Frosty, now a hero in the eyes of the North Pole, basked in the warmth of newfound friendships. The enchanting tale of Santa, Frosty, and the spirited elves continued to spread throughout the North Pole, becoming a cherished story passed down from generation to generation. Little did they know that this magical encounter would leave an everlasting mark on the spirit of Christmas, creating a legacy of love, friendship, and the joy of giving. In the months that followed that magical Christmas Eve, Frosty and Santa Claus became inseparable companions, forging a friendship that warmed the hearts of everyone in the North Pole. Frosty's unique ability continued to bring joy to the workshop, where the elves eagerly listened to the tales of children's dreams that Frosty had heard during their Christmas journey. Santa and Frosty embarked on various adventures throughout the year, spreading cheer and goodwill wherever they went. They visited distant lands, meeting new friends and discovering the diverse traditions that celebrated the spirit of giving. Frosty's presence had a magical effect, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary memories. During the summer, Frosty and Santa journeyed to a vibrant village where the sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. The villagers, surprised to see Santa outside of the Christmas season, welcomed the duo with open arms. Together, they organized a midsummer celebration, sharing laughter, music, and the joy of giving in the warm sunshine. As autumn painted the landscapes in rich hues of red and gold, Santa and Frosty ventured into a cozy town nestled among rolling hills. The townsfolk, grateful for an early taste of Christmas magic, hosted a harvest festival in their honor. Frosty's presence turned the harvest into a season of gratitude, and the townspeople exchanged stories of kindness and generosity. Back in the North Pole, the workshop buzzed with excitement as the elves prepared for the upcoming Christmas. Frosty's tales had inspired them to create even more enchanting toys, each crafted with love and care. The workshop became a hub of creativity, with elves designing toys that captured the essence of the diverse cultures and traditions they had encountered on their adventures. As the snow began to fall again, signaling the approach of another Christmas season, Santa and Frosty felt a familiar excitement in the air. The time had come to prepare for the most magical night of the year. The workshop, adorned with twinkling lights and the scent of freshly baked cookies, was a hive of festive activity. Frosty, now a cherished member of Santa's sleigh team, stood tall and proud, ready to listen to the wishes of children around the world. The other reindeer, with admiration in their eyes, welcomed Frosty as an equal. The bond between Santa, Frosty, and the reindeer had become a symbol of unity and friendship, embodying the true spirit of Christmas. As Christmas Eve approached, Santa and Frosty shared a quiet moment by the roaring fire in Santa's cozy cottage. They reflected on the year of adventures, the laughter they had shared, and the magical moments they had created together. Little did they know that the upcoming Christmas would bring its own set of surprises, ensuring that this holiday season would be the most extraordinary one yet. On the eve of Christmas, the North Pole was a bustling scene of joy and excitement. The elves put the finishing touches on the beautifully wrapped presents, and the reindeer, including Frosty, gathered around Santa's sleigh, eager for another enchanting journey around the globe. As Santa and Frosty prepared for their magical flight, a gentle snowfall blanketed the North Pole, adding an extra layer of magic to the already festive atmosphere. The stars above twinkled with anticipation, and the air buzzed with the collective wishes of children waiting for Santa's visit. Just as Santa was about to take his place in the sleigh, an unexpected visitor arrived at the workshop. It was a small, lost polar bear cub with fur as white as the snow. The elves, with their kind hearts, quickly rushed to the cub's side, offering warmth and comfort. The cub looked up with wide, curious eyes, as if it had a story to tell. Santa, ever compassionate, approached the cub and gently patted its head. To everyone's surprise, Frosty took a step forward, and a soft glow surrounded the polar bear cub. In that magical moment, Frosty understood the cub's silent wishes. It longed for a family and a sense of belonging. With a twinkle in his eye, Santa realized that this unexpected guest was meant to join their Christmas Eve adventure. The elves, with their characteristic efficiency, crafted a tiny harness adorned with sparkling icicles for the polar bear cub. They named it Crystal, a fitting name for a creature as pure and dazzling as the winter snow. As the clock struck midnight, Santa, Frosty, Crystal, and the rest of the reindeer took to the skies. The North Pole disappeared beneath them as they soared over snow-covered landscapes, icy mountains, and glittering city lights. Frosty, now accompanied by a new friend, felt a sense of fulfillment in bringing joy not only to children, but also to a little polar bear cub who had found its way into their hearts. Throughout the night, Frosty listened to the wishes of children and the silent yearnings of the polar bear cub. Crystal's presence brought an extra layer of magic to the journey, and the trio, Santa, Frosty, and Crystal, became a symbol of the boundless generosity and warmth that Christmas represents. As dawn approached, the sleigh touched down at the North Pole once again. The elves greeted them with cheers and applause, enchanted by the unexpected addition to the Christmas Eve team. Crystal, now surrounded by newfound friends, felt a sense of belonging that warmed the frostiest corners of its heart. The workshop, adorned with the glow of Christmas lights and the scent of freshly fallen snow, became a haven for celebration. Santa, Frosty, Crystal, and the elves gathered around a festive feast, sharing stories of the night's adventures and the joy they had spread around the world. As the first rays of sunlight painted the horizon, Santa looked at Frosty and Crystal with a twinkle in his eye. "This, my dear friends," Santa said, "is the magic of Christmas. Unexpected surprises, the joy of giving, and the warmth of friendship that knows no bounds." And so, as the North Pole basked in the glow of a Christmas morning filled with love and camaraderie, Santa, Frosty, Crystal, and the entire North Pole family embraced the true spirit of the season, creating memories that would be cherished for many more Christmases to come. Now our story comes to an end, but our dreamy journey never stops. Keep a kind heart and let your dreams continue to shine by your pillow. Good night, dear. May you have sweet dreams and look forward to new adventures tomorrow.